I've had friends in the university level struggle with approaching their coach. Like, look, I'm on the fourth line. I'm getting 4 minutes a game here. I'm just gonna go home and just, it's tough for, like, even though we were talking about midget or U18 kids, it's tough even, I'm sure, at the junior level to be able, because like junior coaches, they're intense. Like, that's when you really get yelled at for the first time. Yeah, I'm sure by your parents, but you get yelled at, and then you have to go into that man's office and tell him, look, I'm living up in northern Quebec. I'm on the fourth line. I'm going home. Like, it's tough for some guys. Like, Luke knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
And at the pro level, like I've never had an agent before, and I've seen I love mic'd up videos. Through mic'd up videos, you can tell a lot of things that are going on. There was one with Vancouver. Who's the Vancouver coach right now?
Travis Green.
Travis Green, and it was a player going up to Travis, and he was like, "Hey, like, any chance like I can get a couple more minutes on the power play tonight or anything like that?" And Travis was like, maybe I'll see what I can do." And I think about a relationship between agents and managers and coaches and how that side of the game works. And if a player doesn't want to approach the coach, or if the player doesn't want to approach the GM, they go through an agent. Is that a common thing, or is that all in my head? If they want something more out of the team and they don't want to go to the coach.
Oh, it's
Why am I not supposed to be
No,
asking that?
no,
Is
no,
everyone's
it's
laughing?
that is
It's a real
such a
thing.
relevant
Are you
question.
in on something, Mark?
That is such a relevant question.
Is it?
And and there's
Unreal.
no equation that says, oh, if this is happening, you should go to your coach first, or you should talk to your agent first, or they should contact the coach, or you go into his office right after. And you have to be. It's just another thing. It's not just all worrying about your next shift or next game, but there's a lot of mind reading almost that needs to be done, and how to speak to people properly in the right order. And I'm still figuring that out too. Most guys probably are, but like Keifer says, even at the midget level, I think it's always best to just approach the coach yourself and hear it from the
source.
The source. Yeah. No, don't go through 2 or 3 other people, and then by the time it gets to you, information's broken, and just go right to the source. I find that works best.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And I mean, I when I played, I can remember, really crazy things. When I played junior, I remember we had switched coaches my first year. So we had 3 head coaches in the same season of major junior, which was like, it's pretty unheard of even now. And so we get to camp. You go in, you're trying to make the team with this coaching staff, and they're there for like 20 games maybe. And just internal things. The coach, but back in this time, he was part-time. So imagine the Mooseheads coach working at Canada Post on the side. Like that. This is legitimately what our coach did. Was a great coach and ended up staying in the league quite a while after that. But like went to management, and I think I got sort of the sidebar of the story, but he wanted to have it be his full-time job. They weren't ready to make that commitment, so he had to keep the security that he had with his other job, so left the team. So they brought in a second coach, and I think we were in first or pretty close to first. I was playing in Laval, and Hull we were sort of the 2 best teams in our division. And this coach comes in and basically plays our top 10 players like flat out, like basically double shifting almost every game.
Are you
like
top 10 player?
No.
Oh, okay.
And we had a really good team. So like our top, out of our top 6, there were probably three guys
closer to the mic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 3 guys were already drafted, and the next three or 4 guys would all play pro of some kind, whether NHL or AHL or whatever. And but anyway, it was just like a grind, and you're playing major junior, so it's like most games at least, or most weeks I should say, at least 2 or 3 games. And we got in this rut where we won, I think, out of the first 4 games, we went undefeated, like 3-1 or 2-0-1 or something. And anyway, then these guys just were getting like grinded to death. So we were in Hull on a Sunday after, I'll never forget it, sitting, not like I maybe had a couple of shifts our line over the first couple periods, but not very much. And then we went out on the ice, and and we're getting bombed, and shouldn't be, wasn't that kind of a thing. Hull was really good. We were really good. Actually, Cam Russell played in Hull at the time.
My dad played in Hull with Cam Russell.
Oh, okay.
With Luke Robitaille.
Okay,
Luke
would be
Robitaille?
before
Okay,
that.
before,
This would be just after that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get out on the ice. we play this shift. We're coming over to the bench, and he basically waves us, or change on the fly. He kind of waves us to stay out. So we're like, you just kind of veer back in and go in. I think somebody dumped a puck in or whatever. So you go in on the forecheck. Whistle goes. We come over to the bench. He says, "No, you guys stay out." And you're just like, we're kind of looking at one another. And okay, so we go down and line up for the draw. Same thing. Short whistle. We come over to the bench. "No, don't you guys want to play?" And you're just like, what?
Oh.
So all of a sudden now it's like we haven't played hardly at all in like weeks really. And now it's like the challenge of, where's your desire? I'm now giving you the opportunity to play. And it like gets into this whole little mind game, right? So we played like, I forget what it was. It was like 3.5 minutes or something like
Straight.
that.
No change.
Oh,
Like,
no.
you're just
It
on
was
the
just
ice.
like this is your ice.
And Hull's good at the time. Like, they're a good
Yeah,
team.
we were both really good.
Oh,
Like, it
my
was
God.
like we were like out of our division, we were probably one of our two teams was going to go to the final and probably to the Memorial Cup, because Chicoutimi was hosting that year.
Yeah.
So whoever won our side of our conference was going to go. If Chicoutimi won the other side, because the two finalists would just go to Memorial Cup, which is actually what happened. And anyway, so it's like, I forget what it was. We got bombed like by 8 or 9 or something. We're coming off the ice, and it was the first time we ever kind of got into it with a coach. And he said something as we were going in the runway at Gertan Arena, and I kind of turned around and said something that I never should have, right? But you get caught in the emotion of everything that's going on. And anyway, we kind of get in it in the hallway, and he's like challenging us, our line, and me specifically, about our desire to play and stuff. And I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, we haven't hardly touched the ice in like 2 weeks in games. And now you're getting us to play like 4 minutes at the end of a blowout game, and you're questioning our desire to play. Like,
Go back to Canada Post, buddy. Relax.
well, this was another guy. This was
another guy.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay.
you're like, it's one of those things where you switch coaches and trying to figure out, like, to Luke's point, how you interact with them and how the communication and how it all works. Like, the guy that was there the first time was Claude Thierry, and he was hard, old school, but was not like that. Like, he had expectation and would drive you and do things. And this other guy comes in. I won't name him because I've kind of thrown him under the bus, but he like came in and was like hard and lots of rules and stuff and structure, but like was almost trying to make up for something that he was missing, like where he needed to let you know he was the boss and he was in charge and he controlled everything, And so he ended up only being there for about 15 games, and then we had another coach. And so in a span of a season, for me, I played on a line where I'm playing with 2 drafted guys. So it was Frank Gay and Sylvain Couturier, who's the owner GM of Bathurst.
Okay.
He's a beauty. And Francois Gay. His son plays for Charlottetown.
Okay.
Right, so you get 2 guys. They were both drafted. Both went on to play a fair bit of pro and stuff. I'm in a good situation, probably underachieving a little bit playing with the guys that I was playing, but had a good start. So you come into that situation feeling good out of camp. You get a good start to the season. And then all of a sudden there's a coaching change, and you go like, now you're on the 3rd, 4th line. You're not really playing very much. And then you switch coaches again, and now the new guy that comes in, he basically put 3 rookies together, and we were like a defensive line. So we played a lot, but he didn't really want us to play offense. He wanted us to get the puck in deep and then forecheck. Yeah. And then when your forecheck was like, I remember we play Hull, and they would have Benoit Brunet and this Marc Sommier guy who played a lot of pro. Brunet obviously played in the NHL, and Marty Jelena. That was their top line. So we had tons of ice because we were out and basically shadowing these guys all game. Yeah. But you weren't allowed to play offense. You get the red line, get it in deep, and go find your guy and basically
one of those
chase
lines.
him
We
around.
all know those lines.
Right.
Yeah. You're killing time.
So you go like in a span of about 4 months, like your life as a player just kind of has totally spun around 3 times of, what are you supposed to be and what kind of role do you have and all that kind of stuff. So it's weird, and you try to have the conversations, but sometimes it's just, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. They look at you as a player, and somebody sees you as this, and that may not be who you think you are, who you want to be, but that's who they see you as being. So that's who you are.
It's like your identity, but you have a different role.
Yeah,